Hi, Ann. Thank you so much. It is great to be here again for another year of the Cris 5K. And as I heard Ann say, it's not raining, which is amazing. Angie, you did it. You summoned the sun. Thank you so much to each and every one of you for supporting an organization that means so much to Columbus. I am a Columbus City Council member, and Cris means an enormous amount to our city overall and to our region overall. Because when you look at the story of Columbus and our growth, so much of it is about the diversity of our immigrant and refugee communities and what they add to our, sorry, I'm getting magicked by my daughter's wand here. So much of it is about the diversity that our immigrant and refugee communities bring. And what that means for our economy is in many ways immeasurable. We've tried to measure it. We worked with Cris a few years ago to do a study on the economic impact of the immigrant and refugee communities here in Columbus. And we found out a lot of data, right? We found that immigrants and refugees are 1.5 times as likely to start a business in the city of Columbus. We found that they have $1.5 billion in spending power in our local economy. So the economic benefits are clear. And those are the numbers, but what's beyond the numbers is, I think, the moral benefit, the benefit to our community of being a place that welcomes everyone. I think a lot about the city this is my daughter Carolyn, and I think a lot about the city that we're leaving to her and to every kid here. I want to leave a city to my daughter which defies the odds. A city that it doesn't matter where you were born, if you come here to the city of Columbus, you can find opportunity and you can raise your kids to a better life than you had. That's the true American story that every family should be able to tell. That's really what you're here today supporting. And so I want to thank you from Columbus City Council and my colleagues. We are behind your efforts here, and I want to leave you with a poem that I find a lot of inspiration in these days. There's a poem by Langston Hughes called "Let America Be America." I don't know if many of you know this poem. I see Emerald applauding there, so she knows what I'm about to say. This is a long poem written by obviously one of the most celebrated poets of the Harlem Renaissance. He was an African-American man in America who was told that he had every opportunity, right? This is America. We're born free, we live free, but the reality of what Mr. Hughes faced is actually a lot more challenges than opportunities. And this poem that he wrote, "Let America Be America," is really all about that, and I urge each of you to read it. But the second to last stanza of that poem is one that I find a great deal of inspiration in, and that I think is very fitting for what we're all fighting for here today. He's talking about the American dream, and he says, "Oh, America never was America to me, and yet I swear this oath, America will be." I love the simplicity of what he does there, because I swear this oath, right? It is up to me. I am part of the solution. I swear this oath, America will be. We will make this country what we believe it can be and what we want to see it be. I know each of you is doing that in your own lives in so many ways, and each of you is doing that while you're here today. So thank you for being a part of this, and thank you for the work of Cris.
So on behalf of the board, thank you so much for being here and for supporting this great cause. So I have a couple of things to tell you about. So first, I want to recognize the public officials that are here today. So obviously, you heard from Councilmember Liz Brown from Columbus City Council. We also have here today State Representative Mary Lightbody. If she can wave, there she is. Yep.
Great, thanks for coming.
We are in Westerville, and we have Westerville Mayor Craig Treniff. as well as Westerville City Council member Valerie Cummins. So the next thing I want to do is recognize the different sponsors that we have this year. So this race would not be possible, this event would not be possible without generous contributions from several sponsors that we have. So I do want to take the time to recognize them. Oh, thank you. So we have 3 levels of sponsorships. For gold at $5,000, we have the OSU Wexner Medical Center. At the silver level, $2,500, we have Sapperton Advisors, 3C Auto Body, Manley Diaz, and Kolowski. At the bronze level, $1,000, we have Newhouse, Profiter, Coleman, and Hogan. Lower Lights Christian Health Center. And for the Friends of Cris, at the 500 level, we have Murphy Development Company, Columbus Medical Association Foundation, Board Street Presbyterian Church, Columbus Council on World Affairs, Goyle Industries, Marshall and Foreman, Nesbitt Law Office, Ohio Center for Cultural Exchange, and Diabetes and Endocrinology Center of Ohio. So thank you to all of our sponsors for today. We also received several donations to help make this event possible. So for in-kind donations, we want to thank Giant Eagle and Trader Joe's. And for food donations, we want to thank 3 Chefs, Ginevra Cafe, Himalayan Grill, and Starbucks. So in addition to this being a great event and a 5K run and walk event, this is also a fundraiser for Cris. So we wouldn't be able to do the things that we do for the refugee and immigrant communities of Central Ohio if it wasn't for the financial support we receive through events like this. And we want to recognize some of the top fundraisers this year. So we have 2 categories. We have community fundraisers, and we'll recognize the top 3. And then we have fundraisers from the Cris board and staff, and we'll recognize the top 3 there as well. So I'll start with the community fundraisers. If I call your name, please come up. We have a plaque for you, as well as some crew tickets. So in first place, we have Kim Anthony. And then second place, we have Sonia Parel. I think Sonia's here. And in third place, we have Jerry Danamiller. So if Sonia and Jerry are here, please see me for your award. And then I will turn it over to Amanda for the next set of fundraiser awards. Amanda, where'd you go?
Hello, thanks so much for being here today. I have the pleasure of introducing our board and staff member top fundraisers, which include our, so if I call your name, if you guys can come on up, include our director, Angie Plummer. And then our board president, Leo Almeida, was just up here. And then staff member Soto Hussein. And for our staff members and board members, we wanted to honor them as well because it's not required for them to fundraise for us, so they're just doing this as a part of their own personal time as well. But obviously their passion for this work is reflected through the amazing fundraising campaigns that came in. And thank you all so much that did fundraising campaigns, and we're so grateful and could not do this without all of you here. And I don't know. Okay, and
Good morning, everyone. More thank yous. Please indulge me. So many people to thank. First, I want to thank all of you for being here. You may have seen the headlines in the Dispatch, in the New York Times about the refugee program, and the time couldn't be more right for you to take part in our advocacy fair and tell your members of Congress it's important to you that this life-saving program continue. So I would like to thank our Board of Trustees, and in particular those who helped plan this event today. Dan Brillhart needs a special shout out. I'm humbled to stand as a representative of the Cris staff because this is an incredible group of people who day in and day out work tirelessly to improve the lives of others in our community. So thank you, Cris staff. One particular Cris staff person who needs a shout out for this event, who's probably running around and doesn't even hear this, but that's Tyler Reeve, who is the man who's made this happen today. Thank you, Tyler. And we couldn't have this event or do the work that we do without the contributions of volunteers and interns. You really help make a difference. And special shout out to Bailey Burgard, Sonia Periel, Rakesh Acharya, and Kathan Reddy. Also would like to thank Trey Kaufman and 2237 Designs for the extensive help you provided again this year. To CJ from Good Times Mascots and Bouncing Houses. You can imagine what CJ does. And to Columbus Running Company. Thank you, Andy. And now I'm pleased to introduce to you two women who I feel privileged to know and whose courage is a constant source of inspiration for me and for all of us. The first is Deborah Jane, who many of you heard last year talk about her children, and we talked about the pain Deborah felt because she was separated from them. This year we celebrate. Deborah's children are here. Deborah would like to say a few words.
Good morning to you all. My name again is Deborah Balira Jen. Okay. Last year, at the same time and the same event, I'm one of the people who told her story about family separation. I was separated from my children for 5 years, and today, I celebrate and I thank you all for supporting the refugee program. It is not easy at all. It's a hard experience staying without children for years. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank everybody for being supportive into this program. I want to thank Community Refugees and Immigration Services. I want to thank Church World Service. I would love to thank the First Community Church and thank everybody here for standing together with the refugees, because when you save a person's life, then you have saved the world. So today, though my children are here, I still stand in solidarity with other families whose family members are not here. I commit myself to continue to use my experience and voice to advocate for this cause. Thank you very much.
So this work matters. This family is together finally. But as Deborah mentioned, there are so many who are still not here. And today we celebrate, but today we also need to recognize the many families that are still separated. And I'd like to introduce you to Bashia. Bashia Kalawe. Bashia's husband was an interpreter for the U.S. military in Iraq. He was supposed to be processed for a special visa to come here to get his family out of harm's way. It took too long. He had to flee. We resettled Bashia and her beautiful 2 children who are here and Bashia's mother-in-law, but we're still waiting for her husband. Bashia would like to say a few words also.
Assalamu alaikum. Bashia Khalawi from Iraq. And Bashia and عندي my son, my daughter and mom. And باشية قاعدة أشتغل وأعينهم. أن هم لي 7 سنوات أنا ما شايفة زوجي وأطفالي ما شايفين أبوهم. ابني عمرها 3 سنوات والولد عمره 1.5 سنة. أي أنا زوجي مترجم والجيش الأمريكان مساعد، وزوجي مهددوا للميليشيات وحد الآن، وأنا أرجو من الحكومة يساعدوني. أنا محتاجة زوجي وأطفاله محتاجينه وأمه محتاجته. أرجو من عندكم تساعدوني على نبي الشام. وشكرا.
Bashia says hello, and her name is Bashia Khalawi. She has 2 kids, Badr and Badur. She works to support her family. She also wants you to know that her husband has worked as a translator for the American military, and that he is currently under threat by certain militias. And so she is worried about him and urges everyone to advocate on her behalf to have him come back because she and her kids need him. And she says thank you.
So today we celebrate building welcome and not walls, and we'd love to have the kids come over and we'll help gather the kids for the kids race.
Kids, it's time for the race.
Ready? No trampling. Set. No trampling. Go.
This way, go around the cone and go right around the cone and back.
Wow. Coming in hot.
Have a great... Have a great run, people. Roll off.
Yeah, it was a good race. The course was flat. It was nice running on that path too in the woods. It was real nice. Yeah, I wanted to go under 17 minutes, but 17:39 isn't too bad.
Okay. You are the last one? Those are a lot of official camera. Oh, the opposite one. No, gosh.
Don't just scared us coming forward.
There you go. That wide angle.
Okay, everybody look at the camera. 1, 2, 3. 1 second. Voila.